Hi there, I'm Matt with State of Flex, here to talk to you about Mortal Kombat 2021. This is the remake of the 1995 cinematic treasure that is Mortal Kombat, and an adaptation of the new wave of games that came about with Mortal Kombat 9 forwards. It is releasing theatrically as well as on HBO Max. And let me just start off by saying this will be non-spoiler, and I liked it. I liked it a lot. I was happy. The previews that you see are a good indicator of what this film has in store for you. It is incredibly well shot. The action scenes captivating. They use different camera trickery to execute the action scenes, which go from being like sort of tighter and handheld with a little more frenetic energy to them. Those are for the more grounded characters like Kano and Sonya Blade and stuff like that, to more sweeping actiony cinematic stylings for other characters that are a little more fluid with their movements, like Liu Kang and with Scorpion and Sub-Zero and characters of that sort. The film is framed around a character that doesn't exist in the video games by the name of Cole. And I really quite like what they did with his character. He was a good character to get the audience to latch onto. Though they do telegraph rather early on what his character arc is going to be. Kind of painfully slow, because the audience probably will get it pretty immediately. That said, I was impressed with not only the visual effects, which are a mix of practical and digital work. When it's practical, it's done really well. When it's digital, it looks very interesting, and the action incredibly well shot. But they photographed a lot in live locations, and they did put a lot of work into making a really good-looking movie. As they make good use of their surroundings, even in the sets that are obvious sets and stuff. Characters are fantastic. I mentioned Cole. He is really good in this film. Sub-Zero steals the show. This dude is a physical threat. The moment that you're introduced to him, within the first 5 minutes of the film, he is like, you're just laser focused on this actor. He is so good. His name currently escapes me, but boy howdy, he's fantastic. Then you're introduced to a fair amount of other characters, some familiar from previous movies and whatnot. Sonya Blade is a definite standout. Kano, the performance is really strong. That guy is really good as Kano. So yeah, has excellent use of characters that you're familiar with. And I think it's inviting to non-fans of the game. Like, certainly this movie is built for the people who played this, especially this newer incarnation. You'll really dig the movie, but I think it is inviting to non-fans. The only thing that might sway people away from it is exceptionally violent. It's so violent that violence has no meaning by the end of the film. And that has its pluses and minuses. I think if you were to do very realistic violence, you get a danger of having a movie that's unwatchable. The violence in this is a little more Evil Dead-y, where it gets so over the top that it becomes like you're watching a cartoon or, playing a video game. So I think that would be the one thing that would hold people back. It does have some problems here and there. The first act is incredibly good, especially that opening scene is phenomenal. The first act is incredibly good. The last act is powerful and emotionally resonant. The middle meanders quite a bit. They do so much character work in the beginning to get you to latch on to these characters and truly care about everybody, even characters you're not necessarily liking so much, like Kano. But the middle part of the movie, they really hunker down and develop further these characters, but you didn't really need that because you developed them so well in the beginning. You just you're not learning anything new. You're just learning restatements of what you've already previously seen in the first act, and I think that did meander kind of bit, and then they had like character overload to an extent with some of the villain characters who are all underwritten, with the exception of Sub-Zero. Then the only other complaint I would say comes in the characterization of Kano. I think he's characterized well in that this dude is constantly saying bigoted things. He's really just saying grotesquely homophobic or just overall prejudicial things, but he's doing it oftentimes in jokes, and the jokes land, and it is kind of funny a lot of the times, and I think that could get to a territory of sending the wrong message where the audience who might be coming out to see Mortal Kombat might not see him as a truly disgusting character that he is, but somewhat likable. And I think there's a slight danger in that. They didn't do enough work to vilify his use of language. However, I don't think it's out of character either. That character would say those things. He is very much a product of the 90s, and they have him speak as such. So I guess those are my only real complaints. I was impressed with this movie. I saw this with my wife, who's not a Mortal Kombat fan, and she was impressed with this movie. So if that has any weight to it, there you go. But Mortal Kombat, even though this is probably a better made movie than the original one in every regard of that sentiment, I'm gonna the nostalgia goggles are on. That original one I do like a little better. However, I can get fully on board with this movie, and bring me on some sequels. The Easter eggs are there that can set up sequels should this movie do well. I think it will. It delivers for its core audience, and I think it's inviting enough to people who are not part of the core Mortal Kombat group. So I'm going to give this movie 3.5 out of 4 stars. Super fun, super engaging time at the cinema. See it on the big screen. As I say, the action and the choreography of fight scenes in this is genuinely really, really engaging and exciting. There was crowd-pleasing moments. I definitely squeed multiple times, especially there's lots of good payoff moments in the last act for all the different characters, good and bad, and there's yeah, I think you're in for a treat. Enjoy Mortal Kombat as I did, and let's make this sequel happen. I want to see more Mortal Kombat. Supposedly, if this does well, they have plans for not only a sequel, but 3 others after that. They have a map of where they want to go. However, this is a fully self-contained film that can act as its own. But let's make this happen. Mortal Kombat is fantastic. I hope you enjoy it. And let me know who your favorite character is in this movie if you've gotten a chance to see it. Also, let me know if you want me to do a spoiler review where I get more into the minutia of what I like and didn't like and all that good stuff. But I will definitely be watching this again. So take care. Bye.